Okay, to tie in to the previous story about minimum radio chatter, there was a flight in C-141s one time where General Winch, our wing commander at McGuire, was flying with a guy named Jake from wing training. And they had gotten up to Alaska and went into crew rest. The next morning, when they came out from crew rest and were strapping in the airplane, General Winch looked over at Jake and said, "You know, Jake," he says, "I know you're a friendly guy," and he says, "You are fun to fly with, and I enjoy it. But," he says, "I'd like to ask you, for the rest of the mission, try to keep the radio chatter down to a minimum." He says, "Often you tend to go off on a tangent," and he says, "I would really appreciate if you just kind of keep it low key." Jake was accommodating. He knew what the general was talking about, and he just kind of said, "No problem, sir." So they call for the oceanic clearance down to Yokota from Yokota, Japan, from Elmendorf, and the controller comes back with this very detailed clearance. Now, an oceanic clearance involved a few more things than what we'd normally get on flights in the States or in the lower continental U.S. So this guy goes into this evolved clearance, at which time it was expected that Jake would read it back to him. However, on this particular occasion, instead of reading it back to him, Jake just reached up, grabbed the mic button, and went click, click. And General Winch, without skipping a beat, looked over at him. He said, "Now, damn it, Jake," he says, "this is what I was talking about earlier." He says, "One click would have been enough." How do you answer that?